You hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the sixth. You hang out with 5 losers, you'll be the sixth. It's a very simple concept. We learned this at a very, very young age. I was taught this when I was small. I don't know how old, I was small. And teachers, parents, they tell you, look at your friends, I'll show you your future, something along those lines.
Run the rats like I want them. Count up the red, we gon' want them. Carrots, I want them opponents. Clarity beats, I see water. Talking cash out when I want them.
Good day, everybody. Welcome. We made it to Friday. Thanks for joining Steve Hope Dealer Productions. We got a special one in for you today, guys. I had the opportunity to go have some conversations yesterday with some people, and today the shout out spotlight's going to go to Conservative Ant. Conservative Ant is an influencer online. He actually started during the pandemic. He has a really good story. He actually went to a broadcasting school and tried to become a broadcaster, but they told him because he was a conservative that he would never make it. Paid $15,000 just to be told that because of your political views, you won't make it in this industry. You fast forward to the pandemic, and he posted a video because he got so upset with the state of the country and the health and all these things. And so he made a video using broadcasting experience that he had learned and blew up overnight. Funny story is, the same school called and wanted to come back and speak to the students. I'll let him tell you because actually Conservative Ant is going to be coming on this podcast. We will be doing a full interview with Conservative Ant on this podcast coming very, very soon. Him and I are actually in the works of putting this all together as we speak. So stay very tuned, stay close. It's going to be an awesome episode you do not want to miss. You do not want to miss Conservative Ant. Awesome human being. Shout out today is going to go to Ant and Patriot right here. So here's their official Patriot Gear store. Ant is an affiliate of this store. There's 3 of them in the United States. It started in Rexburg, Idaho. There's another one in Sandy, Utah, and then the new one here in Cape Coral, Florida. This actually started in late 2020 by the guy by the name of Ian Wint out of Idaho. All this was, guys, was an American doing an American thing. He saw an opportunity where small businesses were struggling because of the pandemic. And Ian had already had a pretty sizable social media platform following, things of that sort. And all he did was ask for help for these small businesses during COVID. And in a matter of hours, there was tens of thousands of dollars from his following that they just donated. And this is where the movement started. Nobody asked these people's political views. Nobody asked what the companies were. Nobody asked any of these questions. And another American just helped another American out. And that is what the whole point of this Patriot brand is. It's all about Americans helping Americans. Americans doing right by us. Taking care of us. So shout out to Patriot, an awesome organization to be a part of. I'm super happy that there's going to be one here in Cape. Grand opening is October 10th. Store is open right now, so you can go ahead and get in there and get your Patriot gear. So shout out to Conservative Ant. Shout out to Ian Wint. You guys are awesome people. I'm super happy to get to know you guys, and I'm super excited to get Conservative Ant in here, guys. And I think you guys are going to enjoy him. He is hilarious. If you haven't checked out his channel on TikTok, the dude is hilarious. I had to go outside because my stomach hurt. My family was trying to sleep, and I was in there watching his videos. Yeah, fun, hilarious. So thank you guys. Thanks for the support, and I look forward to connecting very, very soon. So stay tuned, guys. Today, I want to actually talk about something that's mightily important that's often overlooked, and it's easily overlooked. Circle of friends. So I had the wrong circle of friends for a long time. And this is not degrading anybody by any means. I was also not the person I needed to be at that time either. And it took me moving and growing up is really what it took me. And, when I did move initially, I had a very hard time because as soon as I moved from a small town, I still had the small town mindset of I want to talk about people, I want to gossip because that's all I knew. And then when I left, I immediately saw a whole group of people that weren't anything like that. But I just didn't know how to get in that group. And because I was who I was, I really wasn't able to get in that group. And it took my wife and I quite some time to really build deep connections. And it's a circle of friends. Let's talk about this, guys, because this is what turned our entire life around. We surrounded ourselves with all of our friends that we talk to. We talk about business ideas. We talk about faith. We talk about entrepreneurship, the struggles, the successes, the wins, nonprofits, the ins and the outs. What's this? What's that? Why should we do it this way? Have we thought about it this way? Those are our conversations. And I couldn't even tell you the last time somebody sent me a screenshot of like something that somebody saw or something somebody said. Like, that's just not in our deck of cards. And when I tell you guys, you go sit at the table with my group of people and you even mention somebody's name in a negative light, they're going to get up and leave. Period. Right then and there. You're going to be sitting there by yourself. It is mightily important you surround yourself with those people. Because if you're sending a screenshot or you're just talking, well, look what this guy's doing, see what this guy said, and you're laughing at people, and then when people are spinning out of control, you want to add to it, and like what are you doing? Do you feel better? And so you ought to make sure you don't get tied into that. Okay, and I've been tied into it. I'm speaking from experience. But I'm going to tell you, there is a certain level of peace that I can't even begin to describe to you guys when you can get away from that mindset, that small-minded mindset. And you open the floodgates in your mind and you surround yourself with these people, it's over. You just go. And the turning point for me was, honestly, it was Brandon. Josh and Brandon were the two turning points for me in my personal career. But they were the first two that really opened my eyes. It's not about that. Why are you even thinking about that? What a waste. What are you doing? So they were the ones that pointed it out to me initially. And Brandon and his wife, Jess, super excited to get them here. They're also coming on the podcast, but they're also people that really, really instilled that into me and my wife. It's about business. It's about opportunity. It's about faith. It's about money. Let's talk about things that build value for the future. Let's only talk about that. And let's not have any expectations in the back end of anything either. Let's just enjoy sharing ideas and knowledge and wisdom. And let's just love each other for that. And let's not exchange gifts or exchange favors or none of that. Okay, we're not doing any of that. None of my friends exchange any of those favors. Okay, if I'm going to do something for one of my friends, it's because I love them. And I also tell my friends that I love them. It's something I started doing. That was kind of my reaction to Charlie Kirk's passing, was I wanted to make sure my people knew how I felt about them before their funeral. So all those people, I kind of went back through, and my people will tell you this. I kind of went back through and said, hey man, I'm not trying to be weird, but I love you. And I don't want to wait till you die until, I feel about you. Like, appreciate everything. It's important to me. I want the people that have impacted me in a positive way to know how I feel about them. I want them to know that. Because I always enjoy, if I'm having a positive impact with, hey man, appreciate that. That feels good. We need that. In my Sandler class that I took, I mentioned that Sandler book. This right here. So when I took this class, I learned something very, very valuable in this class. Okay? People are stroke deprived. What does that mean, Steve? Stroke deprived. That sounds pretty wild. Guys, we spend our lives tearing people down. You go to work, it's never enough. Your boss is always, what's next? Moving on to the next goal. Right? You hit your bonus, they move your bonus up, moving on to the next goal. Nobody ever takes the time to say, you know what, I'm proud of you. Thank you. You're doing a damn good job. I appreciate everything you do. We don't do that enough. And so I have taken it upon myself to do that as much as I possibly can, just to be that. To go let people know that, you know what, I appreciate you. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. And what I've noticed is I've surrounded myself with just a bunch of positive, like-minded people. That's kind of what that turned into. I swallowed my own pride. And I'm able to call my friends, hey man, I'm confused. I don't know how to do this. And this is new to me. My friends will tell you this. I've had lots of conversations with them. I'm in a new world. Okay? But I have the courage, because this is scary for me, to get on here and just tell you guys the way that I feel, the way that I think about things, my opinion on something. In this day and age, and 2 days into it, a guy gets assassinated for doing something similar, just speaking his thoughts. That's scary. It's very scary. And but when you have the circle of friends that I have, you just got to keep going. You got to keep pushing, because that's what they support you. They encourage you. They build you up. Circle of friends is mightily important. I heard something a while ago, and I keep repeating it. You hang out with 5 millionaires, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 losers, you'll be the 6th. It's a very simple concept. We learned this at a very, very young age. I was taught this when I was small. I don't know how old. I was small. And teachers, parents, they tell you, look at your friends, I'll show you your future, something along those lines. So we heard this stuff growing up. The problem I feel is there was a divide and a gap with, we never really built the bridge to connect it. Okay, what does this look like? Well, how do I know what a toxic friend is? Well, I'll tell you what a toxic friend is. If all they want to do is go out and drink, that's toxic as hell. What are you doing? What a waste of time. And if you say no to going out and drinking and they want to, oh, what are you doing? What's wrong? Like, really? What's wrong is maybe I don't want to poison my body. I don't know. You thought about that? That's a toxic friend. Now, if you want to go drink and they want to drink too, that's not toxic. But I'm saying if you don't want to drink and they are pushing you to drink, this is something my wife run into. People have the hardest time. Like, what did you want to drink? Which one drink? Hey, guys, what's the big deal? So our friends, they don't ever ask any of those questions. And some of them drink. That's fine. I'm not against anybody drinking. I just don't want to drink for myself. My wife doesn't want to drink for herself. But I don't feel like we need to explain ourselves as to why. And so there is a massive group of people that will just hound you and hound you and hound you. And why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing like, man, forget it. Good luck. That is a toxic friend. I'll give you another example. You have a friend that's always asking for money. And you're also tight on money, but the first time that you can't come up with the money that they need at that time, you're no good. That is a toxic friend. That is somebody that is a leech that is using you for your goods and your services. And as soon as you can't provide, you're nothing. That is a toxic friend. I'll give you another example. You have a friend that texts you and you don't get a text and you don't text them back for say a day. You get busy, meeting, whatever you're doing. You text a friend back and now they're mad. Why didn't you text me back? Oh, I'm sorry. I have a life. I apologize. That is a toxic friend. You don't owe anybody anything. Your friend should understand you're out there hustling. You're out there trying to reach your dreams and goals. And they're in full support of that. They're not dragging you down off of that. That's an extremely toxic friend. I'll give you one more example. This is the worst of the worst. You go out with friends, and next thing you know, you're by yourself. You get ditched. This happens all the time. For multiple reasons. We can dive into what I'm not. But I'm just saying, you get left. You started with a group and you get separated. Next thing you know, you're like, what? Happens all the time. That's toxic. What are we doing? So these are multiple things that you guys could look into and see. Most people's friendships have transactions involved. None of my friendships have any kind of transactions. A transaction is when you do something for somebody, but you expect something in return. That is a business transaction. That is not a friendship. There's a massive difference. And honestly, most of my friends I have done business with. So we can also still separate friendship and business. So these people have massive impacts on me, but I'm not. Yeah, it's just you have to have the right mentality going into it, I feel like. You can't go in there thinking, oh, I can piggyback. When I met John, top 10 heavyweight in the United States, heavyweight champ, right? When I met him, there was some intimidation just because of who he was. Because he already, when I came along, he was 9-0 or 10-0 at the time. So I didn't get in when he was 0-0. So he had already kind of made a name for himself. He already had a belt, 2 belts. But then you meet John, and he's the most honest, humble human being. And so I immediately gravitated. I wanted to learn how. I knew his story, and you guys are going to know his story very soon. It's an incredible, amazing story. It sounds made up, but it's not. It's insane. But I wanted to learn from him and grab things from him. I didn't want to use him and piggyback off of him. I wanted to fully support him with nothing in return. And the only thing I wanted in return is to be in his life so I could continue to be inspired and continue learning from him. That's our friendship. And I would never expect anything from any of my friends, ever. I just expect support, I guess. That's the only thing I would expect if I'm expecting anything. But I don't even really expect that, to be honest. I guess I expect when I call them, I eventually get a phone call back every once in a while. I guess that's my only expectation. And your circle of friends are going to determine a lot. They're going to be around your kids. That's a big deal. What kind of example are your kids being, given? And I get, it's upset. It's hard for me, and I understand not everybody wants to be a health nut. Not everybody wants to go to the gym. I understand that, but at the same time, I don't, because I don't know why. You only have one body. Truly, you get one body, one chance. When that thing breaks, what are you going to do? Legitimately, what are you going to do when this thing breaks on you? Are you really going to rely on just faith and genetics through this whole life? Is that, I don't understand how somebody could just not care and just drink and drink and drink and smoke and drink and smoke. And I understand, I guess, if you're young and you're living, because I guess I did that as well, but I feel like you should get to an age, guys, where you grow up and you understand, okay, I'm not invincible. I have a career, kids, pets, whatever you have. You owe it to them. You owe it to you. And why are you not turning that corner? Why are you okay with that? And what example are you setting for your kid? The example, had a hard day at work, had a rough week, time to drink some cold beer. Really? Grow up. Why don't you go mentally tougher? Teach your kid that. But I know that's going to upset some people, but hey, I didn't come here to make friends, guys. I came here to tell you my opinion and keep it real with you guys, and I told you that from the beginning. So I just don't have a lot of sympathy for those types of people. You're killing yourself and you're showing your kid how to do that. Kudos to you. Not really, but you understand what I'm saying. And again, I'm not expecting everybody to eat salads and drink water, but you could do a better job at setting an example. 100%. 100%. You could do way better at setting an example. So, and your circle of friends are going to impact a lot of these decisions that you're going to make. Because here's what's happened to me. I changed my circle of friends, and I understand there's an expectation that I got to maintain. I have to be a certain type of person to maintain my group of friends, because they're not going to put up with certain types of people, and I understand that, and I'm not going to do it either. It goes both ways. So you have to conduct yourself a certain way daily, day in and day out. You have to keep pushing. You have to keep going. They expect that. That's why they respect you, because you hustle, you grind, you are a leader, you are an entrepreneur. That's builds respect, builds rapport. Big time stuff, guys. Important. Massively important. And I didn't have it for a lot of years. Didn't know how to get it. Took me, like I said, took me moving, took me getting educated. I had to go work on myself, work on who I was as a human being, my intentions. I had to go have some humble pie, so to speak. Because I was the problem. It wasn't anybody else. I was the problem. And so, and I feel like, I talked to some people, especially since this thing have started, and they're like, man, I don't feel like I have the right people around me. And the mind, body, and spirit will correct all these things for you. Those people will naturally just fall off. And that's why mind, body, and spirit. I'm not a genius. I didn't think of this stuff, guys. I learned it and I studied it and I do it and I've noticed a difference. I didn't create this stuff. That's not what this is. But understand that mind, body, and spirit has multiple positive impacts on your life, and it will naturally change your entire circle for you. Because these types of people will not stand for somebody that's going to go take care of their body every day, go read a chapter every day, and go talk to God every day. What are you doing? They're not going to put up with it. They will fall off immediately. They're going to be confused. They're going to be looking at you like you're an alien. Now, the other people that are already practicing that are naturally going to start just surrounding you. That's just the way that works, because you're going to be in rooms and in environments that are those types of people. That's how you correct your circle of friends. That's how I corrected my circle of friends. I guess I'll put it that way. So that's the method I'm going to teach you guys, because that's what worked for me. And it worked seamlessly, flawlessly. It just took me looking in the mirror and actually admitting my own faults, and admitting that I was the problem, and admitting that I needed to fix my own self, and admitting that I couldn't do it myself and I needed somebody bigger and more powerful than me that already had a plan set for me, and I was just trying to muscle the wheel from him, and that was getting me nowhere. So I eventually finally, hey, I'm sorry. Take the wheel, man. I got you. I trust you. You take the wheel. I'm here for you. You tell me what you need me to do. And that's what I do. So that's the conclusion of today's video, guys. Circle of friends. It's so important. Make sure you guys are surrounding yourself with the right people. Surrounding your kids with the right people. And mind, body, and spirit will absolutely correct your circle of friends. If you find yourself in this situation, there's my suggestion. That is the quiet, seamless way to completely change your circle. So appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope Dealer Productions today. Again, stay tuned. Conservative Ant's coming on. So we should be knocking that interview out hopefully next week sometime. Hopefully. And so stay tuned. I'm excited for that interview. Also, I have probably another special guest, another big name that's going to be coming on here really quick, but I'm not going to make any announcement until I get some more confirmation on that. So we are in the works of some stuff, guys. I'm telling you, this thing's going to get real quick. So stay very, very tuned. And shout out to my wife. My wife is actually the one that kind of set a lot of this stuff up for me. So I really, really appreciate her. Appreciate Conservative Ant and the hospitality that he's provided me and my wife. So looking forward to everything. Stay tuned, guys. God bless. Be disciplined. Thank you.